Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 27, 2023. Please leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this evening, Daniel Rowe's alleged killer denied bail. Coyote Sachel, the dental assistant who was named by the police as the alleged killer of 80-year-old Daniel Rowe, was denied bail when she appeared before the Home Circuit Court on Friday. She is set to next appear before the court on November 30. The police say Sachel, who was charged with murder in August for the June 8 killing of young Daniel, was the intimate partner of Daniel's father. This was confirmed by Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Crime and Security, Fitz Bailey. Sachel's arrest in late August was the first major breakthrough in the case 2 months after Daniel's slaying. DCP Bailey had previously announced that the woman was picked up in the corporate area on Friday, August 11, about 2:30 p.m. On June 8, Daniel was abducted from Brayton Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine. She was later found on Roosevelt Avenue in St. Andrew with her throat slashed. She died at the Bustamante Hospital for Children 2 days after the ordeal. Daniel was laid to rest on July 23. Tamarind Farm prison escapee held in Portland. Nathan Witter, who escaped from the Tamarind Farm Adult Correctional Center in St. Catherine on Thursday, was captured at a house in Port Antonio, Portland on Friday morning. The 25-year-old, who was serving a sentence of 2 years and 6 months for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, was among a group of inmates working on the farm under supervision on Thursday morning when he ran off and escaped custody. According to the police, Witter, who is from Orange Hill, Brownstone, St. Anne, was held in a targeted raid at a house on King Street in Port Antonio just after 11 a.m. on Friday. The police are carrying out further investigations. Third murder in Salt Spring in 12 hours. A man was gunned down in Salt Spring, St. James on Friday morning, a third murder in 12 hours, which has left the volatile community on edge. He is Anthony Forbes, otherwise called Platop or Gummy, a mason of Flower Hill in the parish. Reports are that Forbes and his son were at home about 1:10 a.m. when armed men forced open the front to their dwelling and opened fire, hitting both occupants of the house. The assailants then made their escape. Forbes succumbed to his injuries at hospital while his son was admitted. Forbes' death comes just after 12 hours after a couple was gunned down in the community on Thursday afternoon. They have been identified as 22-year-old Imani Jarrett of Flower Hill and 30-year-old Odin Smith. Reports are that they were shot after they were dragged from a car by men armed with rifles and handguns about 1 p.m. When the police arrived, the bodies of both individuals were found a short distance from each other. During the attack, classes were in session at the Salt Spring Primary and Infant School, with reports saying that students and the teachers cowered in fear under desks and tables after explosions were heard. It is theorized that the target was Smith, who was on murder charge stemming from an incident that took place in Westmoreland in 2020. He was scheduled to appear in court in November on the matter. Reports as well are that he was a suspect in a murder that occurred in September this year. B.G. Stout's alleged hitman claims the police inserted lies in statements. Devlin Minot, the second witness in the Everton B.G. Stout MacDonald murder trial, alleged during cross-examination on Friday that the police inserted incorrect information in statements that he gave to them. B.G. Stout is on trial in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston for the murder of his second wife, Tonya MacDonald. Oscar Barnes, who allegedly stabbed Tonya to death on July 20, 2020, and set her and her motor vehicle on fire, is also on trial. In court on Friday, Christopher Townsend, one of 4 defense attorneys, quizzed Minot about the statements he made to the police about a certain dealings he had with Tonya before she was killed. Townsend asked Minot if he recalled telling the police that Tonya had given him a cell phone at one point, and the witness responded saying, "No, sir. I did not tell the police these things. Yes, sir, it is my signature, but this is not what I told the police. I cannot read, so the police read it back to me. The police told me a lie," Minot said. Townsend then asked Minot if he recalled telling the police in his statement that he told Tonya that a gun she was looking to buy would cost her $220,000. Minot said, "I did not tell the police that. The police put all of that together. The police wrote all the statements I gave them and I signed. I gave a statement and I saw some paper in front of me, so I signed for it." Although the witness is serving an almost 20-year sentence for being the contractor in the murder of Tonya, he claimed in court that "I never kill a soul from my barn." St. James, a man arrested for brother's killing. A man who was wanted for the murder of his brother in Montego Bay, St. James, is in police custody. Ricardo Pusey, a resident of Gully Farm Heights, St. James, was captured Thursday during a police operation. He was being sought for the murder of his brother, Wilton Pusey, who died of wounds sustained during a domestic dispute on October 4 at their home in Gully Farm Heights. The news was informed that members of a quick response team swooped down on a car wash on Lower Market Street, Montego Bay, Thursday afternoon, where the suspect was seen sitting under a shed. He was arrested and is being questioned by detectives. Forensic evidence helps the police nab the murder suspect in Kingston. The Kingston Western Police say evidence collected at the scene of a murder in the division in 2019 assisted them in identifying and nabbing the alleged killer. Derek Bender, a 54-year-old resident of 4th Avenue in Vineyard Town, was charged on Wednesday with the murder of 57-year-old Carl Clark, a businessman and a shop operator of Greenwich Crescent, Kingston 5. Mr. Clark was found murdered at his home on Tuesday, June 25, 2019. Investigators say thieves broke into the house and attacked Mr. Clark, whose body was found with the hands and the feet bound. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, head of the Kingston Western Police, told the news that forensic evidence collected at the crime scene assisted investigators in identifying the suspect, who was recently captured during a police operation. Man charged with a 2021 murder in Rosetown, Kingston. The Kingston Western Police say they have made a breakthrough in a deadly attack in the community of Rosetown 2 years ago, in which a man was fatally shot by men carrying high-powered rifles. 2 other people were injured in the incident. The victim, 31-year-old Ricardo Anthony Williams, a bearer of Fitzgerald Avenue, was killed on July 7, 2021. The Kingston Western CIB says it has charged 22-year-old Jordan Raphael for the murder. Raphael was charged Thursday with murder, illegal possession of firearm, illegal possession of ammunition, and the shooting with intent. Investigators say a group of people were playing a game of dominoes at the intersection of Harris Street and the Tewari Crescent in Rosetown when a motor car with men aboard drove up. The men alighted the vehicle with rifles and handguns and opened fire on the group. Mr. Williams was shot and later pronounced dead at hospital. 2 other victims were hospitalized. More than a dozen spent shells were recovered from the scene. Haitian women in St. Elizabeth lockup could be released to their Jamaican partners. Immigration officers will be working to secure the release of 2 Haitian women from a St. Elizabeth lockup which had been declared unfit. Attorney-at-law Thomas Levine, who is representing the women, told the news that the officers will be visiting the lockup Friday with a view to having the detainees released to their Jamaican partners. The women, 43-year-old Miss Clean Antemet and 37-year-old Odinette Yestall, say they are in stable relationships and have begun the process to seek asylum in Jamaica. Speaking with the news Thursday evening, Mr. Levine said the application to obtain asylum was made directly through the Immigration Authority. On Wednesday, Mr. Levine sought an explanation from the court as to why the women remained in custody at the cell block. The lockup was ordered closed in late August following an inspection by representatives from the Ministry of National Security. It was confirmed in court on Thursday that the women would be moved from that facility. In the meantime, Mr. Levine disclosed that 2 more women are being held at the dilapidated cell block. He said the women, who are Jamaicans, were at the facility since last Friday. They are charged for breaches of the Firearms Act. Mr. Levine told the news that he will be bringing their situation to the attention of the court later on Friday when the matter for the Haitian women will be heard. He said the authorities who detained the women had limited space to house them, resulting in them being placed at the rundown facility. Mr. Levine said there is a noticeable strain on St. Elizabeth's detention facilities.
I was informed by a senior officer that immigration officers will be attending the Santa Cruz police station lockup tomorrow, and a certain process will be undertaken, and it is expected to be a positive one. I will not say much at this time, but what I will say is that things seem to be taking shape since the plight of these women have been highlighted by RJR. By 2 o'clock tomorrow, I should be able to give a further update as to what transpired through the course of the day.
I've been spoken to them this evening. This application was not done through an attorney, but apparently they made this application as directly with the immigration authorities. Well, last night, having raised the situations of detention in court yesterday, last night apparently there was some movement in the system in regards to trying to address the circumstances of their detention in this closed lockup. And I was informed that immigration personnel will be moving them to an approved facility over the weekend. I cannot say where they're moving them to, but that I'm trying to make inquiry. Today, we returned to court, and it was confirmed in court that they were going to be moved. I wouldn't blame the police themselves because, as I said, the lockup was closed. The 4 remaining remand facilities in the parish are under stress. And I think that the best option, which they believe, which is quite sad, was to try and house them here. And it kind of gets a bit worse because they are not the only ones here. I've also discovered that there are 2 other females who are also in this closed lockup, which has yet to be rehabilitated and made fit for prisoners to be held.